8 years of the film festival. Looking back, is this where you thought we'd be 8 years in?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I did. I thought, yes, because I know people love to go to the movies. And Northern Michigan has been deprived of many movies from other countries, documentaries, independent movies. And I had a feeling that if people had a chance to see them here, they would go to them.
What is it? I can watch a movie on my phone now. I can watch it at
That's
home.
not a movie.
Okay.
If you're watching on your phone, it's not a movie.
Okay.
Just like the Mona Lisa stamp that the Postal Service issued, that's not the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
It looks like the Mona Lisa on the stamp, but it's a stamp. And this, Lawrence of Arabia on this, that's not Lawrence of Arabia. I don't know what to call it,
but it's not that.
It's not that.
So what is it about, what is it that makes this whole movie experience, why does it make sense? Because it's working.
Okay.
For us to breathe life into dilapidated, often abandoned movie theaters in small towns, what is it about that experience that we don't get through our smartphone? Why does it work?
It works because there's nothing else that you do anywhere really in your life where you sit in the dark with 300 mostly total strangers. Now, why do we do that? We do that because as human beings, we're social animals. We want to be around other people. It's like, why do people go to the restaurant when they have a kitchen at home? Why would you sit 5 feet from somebody you have no idea who this person is and you're just chomping food in your mouth? We do it because we want to be around other people. And it's a movie because you're watching it with others. And you're watching it on a big screen. It's not a movie if you're watching it alone on a device. It's a different experience. A film is meant to generate emotions and thinking and feelings from the collective experience. And you know this, if you're watching a comedy at home, nobody's there, not quite as funny if you're in a room with 300 people laughing hysterically. So it's much better to go to the movies. People know that. You know, it's our great American art form, the movies. I mean, we're a young country, so our contribution to the arts has been jazz and the movies. And not bad. But so I think here's another thing too. You know, we're living in a very difficult economic time. The movies are still the one thing that everybody can afford to go see, regardless of their situation. Not everybody can afford to see a concert at Interlochen. Not everybody can afford to drive down to see a Tiger game in Detroit. But everybody can go to the movies, and we've made it possible at least 3 times a week where you can see a movie for essentially free. So if you have no money, come on in. So I think it's that egalitarian sense that this room is the town square. This room is for everyone, and we're going to come together here and laugh, cry, think, get mad, whatever. All the things that good art provokes in us.
Where's the film festival going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
5 years from now, my goal is for it to look exactly like this. I think what's sometimes wrong with these festivals is I think we must grow and grow and grow, and then, you know, it takes you 2 hours to get from the East Bay to the West Bay. I don't want that to happen. I like the way it is. I like the intimate feel of it. When we started 8 years ago, we thought, geez, you know, in a couple of years, we're going to show movies from Northport to Charlevoix. You know, we'll get theaters all around the Bay, and how cool will that be? And it is a cool idea, but there's something about the intimacy of having all these theaters that you can walk to. You can share the shuttle bus ride with complete strangers. There was somebody on the bus yesterday. This woman came from Kuwait. She'd heard about it, and friends had told her this is the best film festival in the U.S. If you want to go to one film festival in the U.S., go to this one. She flew from Kuwait. There's a map over in the box office where we've asked people who've come from other states and countries to put a pin on the world map where they're from. You should go and see that. It's quite interesting to see all the different places that people have come to Traverse City this week to watch a movie or two.
It's incredible. What does it mean? You know, I've lived here for 15 years now. When I moved here 15 years ago, the State Theater wasn't open. If I wanted to go see a movie, I got Hollywood, blockbuster, big budget movies. How much pride do you take in being part of the effort to really bring those otherwise unwatchable movies here to Northern Michigan that we wouldn't see?
Well, I think that is the huge success of this theater, is that the deed restriction on it is that we cannot show a movie legally that opens in more than 200 theaters across the country. So we could only show the smaller movies. And yet with that, for over 140 weeks since we've been open, we've been in the top 10 grossing movie theaters in North America for the movie we were showing that week. And for 41 of those weeks, we've been the #1 theater in all of North America. So in other words, if we're showing, say, the Woody Allen film, like we did last week, you would get the box office report from Hollywood, and literally it would read like this. The top grossing theaters were New York, LA, Traverse City, Boston, DC. It's the weirdest thing. It's like all the other cities in the top 10 have over 1 million population. We have 16,000 year round in the city of Traverse City. So it is mind-boggling to the studios. We had the president of Sony Pictures Classics here this week. He came here. He came last year, and he's just so amazed with this festival. And he stood up and he told the crowd at the State Theater that last year they distributed a film called Midnight in Paris. He said the State Theater of Traverse City, Michigan was one of the top grossing, like in the top, I think, 3 to 5 theaters in the world for this movie. In the world. This area has become a haven for cinephiles and lovers of movies, and people now will go to anything. When we started this 8 years ago, I would get asked before the first film festival, am I gonna have to read subtitles? Or with the documentaries, where's the stars in this movie? No, just come, you're gonna like it, Because our commitment is we're not gonna put anything on that screen that isn't great. You know, we're only gonna show great movies. And you will just give it a chance. Yes, you have to read some subtitles, but you won't even notice it after a while. And now there's some of our biggest films.
Is it hard to get stars? Over the years, you've had big names come to Traverse City. First of all, when they stand up in front of the crowds, they're always like, we love this is beautiful. What are they telling you about Traverse City? Isn't it hard to get those people to want to come here?
At the end of the first day, when we have a big star celebrity here, the first thing they ask us is, can I talk to somebody about property? who do I talk to? Yeah. They because they've brought their spouse or their kids, and they start thinking, wow, this would be kind of a cool place to be here. Because you see, if you're in New York or LA, you don't know this area. You never drive through Michigan, and you certainly never drive through northern Michigan on your way to anywhere. So we are tucked away, and nobody knows about the gem that this is. I remember watching the Dick Cavett show when I was in high school. And one day on the show, I don't know who he was talking to. Oh, there was some actor, and he said, yes, I like to drive up Lake Michigan, up to Traverse City in northern Michigan. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Well,
so he likes to drive.
You want me to start the story again?
Sure.
Okay. I remember many years ago, Dick Cavett on his talk show, he had a guest on saying that one of his favorite places is northwestern Michigan, up by Traverse City, and Cavett had been here, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's the truth." He said, and nobody knows about it. He says, "So I'm sorry you even mentioned it." So I think yes, people that come here, the first thing they notice is the beauty. They love the area, but they are stunned by the friendliness and the support of the people here. It just never, I mean, they don't have that experience in other cities. I mean, they have nice experiences, but they get the red carpet here from the time they get off the plane. And it doesn't matter if you're Susan Sarandon or it's your first time 16-year-old filmmaker. So they enjoy the experience, yeah.
Are you ever surprised when you go by these venues and you see people that have been waiting in line to get into one of these movies for hours? They're sitting in the sun. They're waiting for a chance to go see a movie. Do you realize what that means?
Yes, and I feel bad. I see these long lines that people are standing in the sun or the rain or whatever trying to get in, and I know we're not going to be able to fit everybody in, and I just think we need a State Theater on the other end of Front Street.
Exactly.
we need our twin down there. But you know what? It's a good problem to have. Yeah. I will say this. We had our board meeting yesterday, and because the attendance is up 20% this year over last year, so we're really stretched now. We're going to have a new venue downtown here. We're going to create a new one-week cinema downtown here. We won't tell you where yet, but it'll allow more people to see more movies.
Time to go?
Okay, you got everything you need?
I think so.
Okay,
Thank
all right,
you
good.
so much. I appreciate
No,
it.
no, thank you. No.